There were days it felt impossible to believe this life was real. Days where the vision felt too distant, too irrational, too absurd to touch. But as I changed, the world around me changed with me. The people, the opportunities, the reality I once thought only existed in my mind. And even now, there are moments I still look at my life and ask God, am I dreaming? Or am I living inside a dream?
The old days, we all have to start from somewhere. And it really brings me back to where I started. And there's the days that I was staying in a capsule hotel as a fashion model, and I share the meals and share this roof with people. And there's one guy that I shared a beautiful moment, and then brings me back to the old days because we were broke as hell, and then we were chasing dreams, but we were happy, we were motivated, we were dedicated. So I'm about to see my brother. He's a great man from France. His name is Paul, and it's been a while, so we're going to share some old memories. That's him. Look at that fashionista from Paris. Yo! Good, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Damn, that's a sick ass. You got silver teeth and then you're dripping. Oh, good to see you, bro.
Good to see you.
Oh man.
Man,
I thought the whole conversation is gonna be epic anyway. So of course, set the mic and then he'll be shooting and just we'll be chatting.
of course, how's it going, bro?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah?
Like
How's
really
life?
fucking good. Too
Yeah?
good.
It's crazy.
Too good to be true, man. Like seriously. And then he was like, sometimes you have a days like, is it okay to be
Yeah,
like,
of course, bro. Like we came from the bottom, so
yeah,
we have to go to the top.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yes.
Man, good to see you, man.
Like Apple sometime on the picture and they send you like a reminder of like what you have done this day. And on this day it was like a picture of both of us. Like it was so I need to find it. Yeah,
That was such a fun days.
yeah,
Broke
man.
as fuck though. I have no idea how broke we were.
But we were broke, but we were like going to the,
Yeah, right on the right path.
right on the right
happy,
path, man. Like
motivated,
really,
dedicated,
yeah.
expressing. I think that speaks so much value in just progress. How important to be happy and how important to just enjoy the
Bro,
ride.
for real.
Because I'm happy now, but I was happy then, and we were enjoying every single day.
Man, and we didn't realize also like the how lucky we were like to be like,
Yeah, for sure. Well, right now I cannot even think about staying in a capsule hotel. But
nah, it's
back
impossible.
then it was so much fun.
Right, bro.
I had no
You
complaints.
meditating. No, it's
I
crazy.
was meditating in the
Oh,
capsule.
wow,
and
the
I was
capsule.
meditating here and there in different places.
For real.
I was waking up at 5 and then like already at the park at 6, walking out.
Oh yeah, doing the working out and wow, it was crazy.
So as I met with Paul and had a really beautiful chat, looking back 3, 4, 5 years ago, there's a beautiful quote that I really, really love from Steve Jobs. He said, "You can't connect the dot looking forward. You only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust the dot." So what does it mean? It means while we're walking towards, trying to achieve our goals and trying to manifest something, it's very hard to predict our future, because we've never done it, we've never seen it. We're stepping into the future. And as the Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dot looking forward. It's only we can while we are looking backwards. And as I met up with Paul and had a beautiful chat with him about 5 years ago in Milan, and as we were so broke, but so motivated, and we were just, trying our best. And as I looking backwards, every steps, which is every dot, every experience and every failure and every learning and every lessons, it was perfectly aligned and connecting and then creating a beautiful path for me. And of course, because I've walked that path and I can see it now, and as it became a path, but as I'm looking forward and I'm stepping forward, I don't see none of that. Sometimes it's so blurry. Sometimes you have to swim, sometimes you just have to crawl in bushes, and sometimes you don't see nothing. It's so fogged. And then that's the part of it. That's the beauty of it. That's the journey. And I truly believe that you don't really find anything so fulfilling in your life at the destination, but you find all of the fulfillment and bits of pieces and all the blessings and beautiful things that fulfills you, your souls and your life in your physical body, and then your even into your blood vessels. The happiness and bliss and joy, all of them, it's in your journey. And a lot of people actually underestimate the power of finding these bits of pieces, the dot on the journey. But people are overestimating the expectation of this must feel good at the destination. Because if you think about it, if you have too much good food, then you're going to get fat, and then you're going to get basically unhealthy, right? Every single day you eat too much, and then every single day you just drink too much of good things, whiskey or whatever, like some orange juice or whatever that is. If it's too much, then it's going to make you unhealthy. So most of the thing that people expecting that must be so good in the result is often just an illusion of their expectation. But enjoy what you have, because that is the price. That is the most beautiful when you die. And I don't want you to realize when you die, because that's the destination. That's the ultimate destination, right? But what do you find at death? What do you find in the deathbed, looking backwards? You find a journey. So if you're working on something, if you're trying to manifest, if you're trying to achieve your goal, you have to realize you already have that best prize right now, which can be a little bit feels uncomfortable. It might feel a little struggling. It might feel a bit hard at some point. But that, my friend, is the beauty. So what we need is to find the way to enjoy whatever that I can take from house. And then I was walking out the park, doing all the push-ups and pull-ups and all that kind of things. And then still this day I'm practicing the same thing, consistently doing the same shit. And I find it very pleasing, because every time I get better, every time I find something interesting, find something that, I didn't know that, I didn't see that coming, I didn't see that, well, maybe I can do this way, maybe I can do that way. And that journey and facing yourself and improving yourself is such a beautiful, beautiful experience itself, way more than what is waiting for you at the destination. So it really brought me back to that spirit of, I have nothing to lose. All I need is just take a leap of faith and just dedicate myself the next 5 to 10 years to do the same thing. Just work on myself and improve and always aim high to achieve my goals. And as speaking of aiming high, what we really need is this. I found it is so dark, manipulative strategy, but it works. It really worked, and as a result, we did $1 million in just the 1 hour as we launched on the 21st of March 2026. In 1 hour, boom, we launched it. Within the 1 hour, we already made $1 million, and it was the biggest hourly rate I've ever achieved and I've ever manifested. And it was so powerful. I felt the energy. You know, the biggest day that I've ever done last year was $700,000 in one day. But now, apparently I'm at the next level that we did $1 million in 1 hour. Or as I hit the stepping stone and made a pretty good result, a pretty good number, and as a manifestation coach, and I teach people how to use your mind and how to create your reality, and especially how to manifest the abundance. And I've done that to an extreme level that most basically coaches cannot do. And what I can tell you is that, and the best thing you can do to really, it sounds very dark and forbidden, but it's really embracing your darkness. This is the only way to really master the power within you.
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh.
So we are at the venue of 26th April. We're about to do a seminar for Japanese people, and they're obviously my community. And we will have more than 100 people. It's going to be 140 or something like that. We're not sure exactly, but it's going to be a massive space like this, and we'll have a stage. And I brought a couple of guests from different countries, so they're flying for this event. The guest speakers. So it's going to be an absolutely epic event for the Japanese community. And honestly, if I didn't embrace my shadow and darkness, I wouldn't be here. Because in hindsight, looking back now, I remember that I used to hate seminars, and I used to hate people on the stage. Because when I was young, my mom was, doing some business. And then she took me to these places and seminars and stuff like that. And I used to feel like that's so cringy. And looking at them, acting like like some god or something on the stage. And then I remember I was sleeping every day, every time. Every time I come here, I'm sleeping. And then I took a few memo on my note, and then I just fell asleep. But my mom loved having me around when she's doing a business, when she's attending the seminars, and honestly, I used to hate it. And not because I used to hate people on the stage or what they're doing or the motivational speech itself, but what I used to hate was the idea of me being on the stage and not being able to deliver. I was just afraid of lack of ability to bring all the power and energy in people and create the unity or make them feel so powerful or to create the impact. Because if you're on the stage in live, if you make a joke or if you do something, say something, and none of the people that are looking at you is feeling anything, feeling nothing, that would be quite a disappointing moment. I think it will be a difficult pill to swallow for everybody. And honestly, I have some experiences like that. So back in the days when I was young, I was afraid of that idea of me failing in front of everybody. Because I remember when I was like 13, 14, perhaps 15 years old, when I was in junior high, I remember that I needed to explain about the basketball club because I was a captain. And then I was a captain of the basketball club, and for the first, the young people. And then when the first grade, and when the grade changes, I became second to third, and then there's a new guy, right? Like new boys and girls, and then I had to explain that, and in front of everyone. And then I remember that everyone didn't understand what I was saying because I was mumbling, because I was so shy, and I was just not being able to express it very well, and I was just being shy, and zero charisma, zero confidence. People didn't understand what the fuck I said, right? It was pretty bad, right? So I think my body remembers that, and that's why I used to just hate motivational speech and seminars. So that's why I needed to embrace that version of me and step into the version of me in identity level. And this is what I'm talking about, the darkness and shadows that on the surface level that you might see as just your preference and something that you hate, you don't like it, but it's coming from a deeply rooted in your trauma or some emotional baggage or just an experience that you didn't like or you felt very uncomfortable. So when I realized that, it was no longer something that holds me back. It was actually the moment to reflect what I need to overcome, what I need to refine within myself. So the chapter ended as I step into that identity and step onto the stage. It was last year, it was June last year. And there was also 100 people. And I did a great seminar. And also 2 years ago, I stood up on the stage of TEDx speech. And it was a fabulous moment because I literally dreamt of being a TEDx speaker when I was 20 years old. And I remember when I was watching TEDx speech and I was like, wow, this is so educational, mind-blowing, this is amazing, and I'd love to do that in English. You know, back in the days, that was one of my like childhood dreams because I was still a child and young. And actually manifesting it and seeing myself on it and then being able to invite my mother to, you know, watch me speak, it was also beautiful. But it all happened because I embraced that shadow and darkness and things that I hated. And think about it, because the idea of you doing something that you judge and hate, right? You being rich, you doing stage, you giving the motivational speech, yo, guys, you got this, you can do it. It's so cringy. But it's so beautiful to actually witness that you can do anything if you get rid of that little hate and judgment that you are reflecting everything and everyone else, but it was meant towards yourself. So the real dark identity shifting, this dark manipulative technique that I have been using and to brainwash myself to become a millionaire is simple. It's how much are you willing to go really deep into the darkness that you don't see light. The only thing you see is just jealousy, shame, hate, the judgment. And then you need to alchemize it, turn it into something gold. And this is what the true alchemy is. So now it really brings me the memory and it brings me the way I started and then why I do what I do. And it's beautiful to witness the things start to form itself. It's almost like watching the flower start to, bloom and opening up.